This week on ATV News, the Senate confirms multiple cabinet employees, the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl, and Beyonce is pregnant with twins. I'm Tony Peak.
And I'm Savannah McCann.
ATV News starts now. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is issuing a final permit for the Dakota Access Pipeline, which is allowing the project to move forward. Countless protests surrounding the pipeline, which have received celebrity attention, have broken out over the last several months in hopes of gaining enough public support to have this project halted permanently. This permit comes after President Trump took executive action to approve the pipeline's advancement a few weeks ago, despite the Obama administration's and other environmental groups' effort to halt construction. The acting secretary of the Army is now overseeing this project and is currently reviewing requests for construction approval, which fall within the confines of the law. The Sioux tribe, which currently resides in close proximity to the pipeline, is promising legal action if the construction does move forward.
After winning the Super Bowl last Sunday, the New England Patriots are taking a trip to Pennsylvania Avenue to visit the White House. This year, however, 6 members of the team have decided to boycott this tradition. Defensive back Devin McCourty and tight end Martellus Bennett discussed their decision on social media and explained why they would not accept this invitation to the White House. The protest is not unforeseen since both players took part in the silent protest of raising their fists during the national anthem this past season. For the latest in entertainment, let's go to Alexis Arnold.
Thanks, Savannah. I'm Alexis Arnold bringing you the latest in entertainment news. While everyone else in D.C. is focused on politics, former President Obama is all smiles and no worries. Obama is taking a much-needed vacation in the Caribbean with British billionaire Richard Branson. Photos were released this week of the president's latest endeavor, learning to kitesurf. Last Sunday, Lady Gaga gave an electrifying halftime performance during the Super Bowl. Her 13-minute solo act included her biggest hits, high-flying stunts, and plenty of fireworks. After the performance, some people took to the internet to criticize her body, but Gaga stuck to her message of love and acceptance. She thanked her fans and asked everyone to love their bodies no matter who they are. And considering how happy Gaga is with her new talent agent/boyfriend, Christian Carino, I'm sure she isn't too worried about her haters. In other news, Danielle Bregoli, the internet sensation famous for asking Dr. Phil to catch her outside, was removed from a flight following a physical altercation with another passenger on Monday. In a report by TMZ, Bregoli's mother was arguing with the female passenger when the woman put her hands around Bregoli's mother's throat. Bregoli cited this as the reason why she cold-cocked the passenger, who then put Bregoli under citizen's arrest until the police removed all 3 women from the plane. Authorities agreed there was mutual combat, so no arrest was made, nor were any charges filed. Now, for the biggest news of the week, Beyonce is having twins. She revealed her pregnancy on Instagram with a picture from a flowery photo shoot, but Queen Bey can't just make an announcement, she has to break records with it too. At a whopping 10 million likes and counting, Beyonce's post now holds the record for the most liked Instagram photo ever. Sorry, Selena. That's This Week in Entertainment. I'm Alexis Arnold for ATV News. Back to Tony and Savannah at the desk.
Thanks, Alexis.
I am so happy and excited for Beyonce and Jay-Z. I think that these twins are I'm so excited to see them. They're beautiful. Blue Ivy's beautiful. And I know they had been wanting for years to expand their family.
That's amazing. Also in twin news, George Clooney and Amal Clooney are also expecting twins.
Yes, and Pharrell and his wife just had triplets. Look at all these multiples going on. The multiples taking over Hollywood. A new law, the Arkansas Unborn Child Protection from Dismemberment Abortion Act, is granting a husband the ability to sue a doctor in order to stop him from giving his wife an abortion. Talk about a fight for the right of one's own body. Governor Asa Hutchinson passed and signed the law that is to go into effect later this year. The law is prohibiting dismemberment abortion, which is usually the path chosen for second trimester abortion procedures. This law, which is receiving a lot of public outcry, doesn't specify what happens in cases of spousal rape or incest. The American Civil Liberties Union of Arkansas says that this new law is unconstitutional and is planning on challenging it before it takes effect. Now let's go to politics with Liz Holmes.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Liz Holmes with This Week in Politics. Senator Elizabeth Warren was silenced during the confirmation hearing of Senator Jeff Sessions on Tuesday. Warren read a letter from Coretta Scott King, wife of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., criticizing racist remarks from Sessions in the past. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell immediately enforced a rule against questioning the motives of another senator and silenced Warren for the rest of the hearing. The Senate confirmed Sessions as Attorney General on Wednesday. In response, Warren supporters are taking to social media to post words Mitch McConnell spoke in explanation of his decision. She was warned, she was given an explanation, nevertheless, she persisted. The Ninth Circuit Appeals Court panel ruled unanimously against President Trump's travel ban on Thursday. The panel stated that green card holders are free to enter the United States. In response to the ruling, President Trump tweeted, "See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake." If the case goes to the Supreme Court, there is a chance for a tie between the 8 current justices. If this happens, the Supreme Court will likely uphold the Ninth Circuit ruling. The Senate confirmed Betsy DeVos as the Secretary of Education on Tuesday. DeVos visited Howard University on Thursday for a meeting with the president of Howard and some student leaders. The group discussed challenges that faced higher education. DeVos is an established supporter of charter schools. As Secretary of Education, DeVos is in charge of handling government student loans. So far, it is unclear what her plans are for higher education. That's This Week in Politics. For ATV News, I'm Liz Holmes. Now back to Tony and Savannah in the studio.
Thanks, Liz.
There's been a lot of controversy right now surrounding Betsy DeVos's new position.
Yes, there has. There's been a lot of speculation about what she's going to do going forward, because right now her agenda is a little unclear,
Right.
and just I think the focus has been on getting her into this position and if whether or not that was going to happen. But only time will tell. We'll see what happens.
Exactly, we just have to wait and see. If you are planning on spending spring break in Miami, you have a few more rules to follow this year. Miami Beach Police are cracking down on spring breakers because they trashed the city last year. The beach now has a ban on alcohol, coolers, speakers, and inflatables from March 3rd to April 16th. Local businesses are worried that they will not have the same business boom they look forward to every spring break. The city is also cracking down on shoplifting during these high-impact periods. The city received a grant of $1.2 million to buy license plate readers to catch these thieves. Now, we go to sports with Corey Flax.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Corey Flax with today's sports update. Last Sunday, the greatest coach-quarterback combination in NFL history brought the New England Patriots to their 5th NFL championship. Down 25 points to the Falcons with only 17 minutes left, the Patriots, led by Tom Brady, went on to score 31 straight points, winning the game in the first Super Bowl overtime. Brady won 43 for 62 with 466 yards, a Super Bowl record, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Despite turning 40 this August, Brady says he will be back for an 18th season. Sports in our nation's capital are looking up. The Washington Wizards are turning heads with their success this season. Despite starting off the season at 2-8, first-year head coach Scott Brooks has led the squad to an impressive 31-21 record. The Wizards are trying to capture their first division title since 1979 and currently have a half-game lead over the Atlanta Hawks in the Southeast Division. On Wednesday, the Wizards took down the Brooklyn Nets 114-110 in overtime. Former Kentucky Wildcats standout John Wall led the team to victory with 23 points and 12 dimes. Wall's impressive play has not only earned him a 4th straight appearance in this year's All-Star game, but also has put his name in the MVP conversation. It was another tough week for our men's basketball team here at American University. After losing to the Boston University Terriers on Wednesday, the Eagles dropped to a record of 5-19. Losing Jesse Reed this year, who is playing in Europe and scored 1,000 points during his AU tenure, has been a struggle for the Eagles. The girls team, led by coach Megan Gabia, currently sit in 4th place in the Patriot League with an 8-4 conference record. The girls lost to BU on Wednesday 71-62. Sophomore Cecilia Carl led the Eagles in scoring with 19 points. That's it for sports. I'm Corey Flax. Back to Tony and Savannah at the desk.
Thanks, Corey.
So Super Bowl, what a high tension, very emotional experience, at least for me watching it. I can't believe first overtime in Super Bowl history. It was just an amazing game to watch.
And that comeback that the Patriots made was actually incredible.
I think Falcons fans were getting a little comfortable thinking that maybe, they were
Right.
going to turn out, things were going to turn out in their favor, but the Patriots came through. They
I
definitely
really
did.
thought the Falcons were going to pull it together because I'm not a Patriots fan. So
But,
now,
Tom Brady, he's enjoying himself right now for sure. Up until now, Russian women had a law protecting them from predators. However, Russia is loosening the reins and decriminalizing certain forms of domestic violence. The slapping law prohibits the criminalizing of a first offense that doesn't result in serious injuries of the victim. Punishments include a $507 fine or a 15-day arrest or 120 hours of community service. Repeated offenses can result in a $676 fine, 6 months of community service, and being held behind bars for 3 months. More than 85% of Russian legislators approved the bill as it supports President Vladimir Putin's push for, quote, more traditional family values. However, a rep from the Human Rights Watch says that it is very dangerous for the government to draw boundaries for what they think are, quote, just bruises or something more serious, and that in Russia, conflicts almost always go beyond just bruises.
On Sunday, February 12th, James Corden will host the 59th annual Grammys. We can look forward to performances from Katy Perry, Chance the Rapper, and maybe even Beyonce. The mother-to-be has not confirmed a performance, however, sources close to Queen Bee say it is true. The night will be big for Beyonce. Sources predict that she will win the Award of the Night Album of the Year for her album Lemonade. This will be the first time she won this specific award after losing 2 years ago to Kanye West. West decided to boycott the Grammys this year since Frank Ocean was not nominated. Major stars like Justin Bieber and Drake will not be in attendance either. We can expect a night of fabulous music, celebrities making calls to action, and a few historic wins. For this week's finance report, we turn to Fatima Mushi.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Fatima Munshi with this week's finance report. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the nation's unemployment rate is currently at 4.8%. While President Trump has inherited an economy that has largely recovered from the financial crisis of 2008, during which the unemployment rate was nearly double the amount it is today, Trump claims that the percentage is actually much higher than reported by the Obama administration, once stating that the real unemployment rate could be anywhere between 28 to 42%. Trump's nomination for Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, reported this claim at his hearing in front of the Senate Finance Committee. According to the White House website, President Trump vows to bring 25 million jobs into the country, exceeding President Obama's record of 15.5 million jobs. Whether or not the president can truly bring back manufacturing jobs and negotiate trade deals that benefit American workers has yet to be seen. And here's news for college students. How does the financialization of higher education affect you? The Roosevelt Institute published a report on the consequences of interest rate swaps, which is when universities borrow money from banks on a fixed interest rate in exchange for a variable interest rate provided by the bank, which is then used to pay back bondholders. It is very expensive to terminate this kind of agreement. Such deals prioritize the accumulation of profit above the financial needs of students. Nationwide, students are suffering due to financial strain from student loans, as colleges are unable to use their budget to provide sufficient aid. 19 colleges have lost $2.7 billion as a result of the swaps. As a solution, the report suggests that students advocate for increased financial transparency from their universities. That's it for today's finance report. Back to you, Tony and Savannah, at the desk.
Thanks, Fatima. I really can relate to this whole student debt, the issue going along right now. It's really stressful right now being a student trying to think about your finances already.
Absolutely. And what's sad, though, is that, so many people want the opportunity to go to these amazing schools. And we all have the right to an education. But at the end of the day, the cost of it is preventing people from having these great opportunities. And it's sad. It's just sad to see. Now let's see what's happening around the world with Max Abokakol.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Max Abokakol with your World News Report. With the continuing attempted implementation of President Trump's executive order on immigration, global leaders have expressed a variety of feelings towards the order. The supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, expressed ironic gratitude toward the ban. He wrote over Twitter, "We appreciate Trump because he largely did the job for us in revealing the true face of America." Iran, a nation targeted by the travel ban, saw measures made by the Obama administration to improve relations between the two nations, such as the Iran nuclear deal. However, with the implementation of this new travel ban, diplomatic relations have come to a steady decline. President Trump has expressed that the kindness of the previous presidential administration is not appreciated by Iran. In a tweet, Trump said, "Iran is playing with fire. They don't appreciate how kind President Obama was to them. Not me." In other news, in the upcoming French presidential election, leader of the political party known as the French National Front, Marine Le Pen, is leading in the polls. In the country's first round of voting, a far-right populist political party in France's political system, the French National Front's popularity is attributed to the rise of right-wing populism sweeping Europe and the Western world, that some has argued and manifested itself in the Brexit referendum and the election of President Donald Trump. The success of what used to be considered a fringe party in France's political system is seen as an unprecedented indication of change in political attitudes. In response to the success of Brexit referendum and the election of Donald Trump, Le Pen said, "The people are waking. The tide of history has turned." That's it for World News. I'm Max Abokoko, and back to Tony and Savannah in the studio.
Thanks, Max. You know, Savannah, there seems to be a lot of more governmental conflicts that are coming out of this, quote, travel ban. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen going forward. I mean, this quote ban is supposed to be lasting 120 days, but I don't know if we necessarily going to get there.
Exactly. It's so unclear what's going to happen right now, and I feel everyone is making sure human rights are being protected during this time, and everyone's really speaking out to make sure that they're being taken care of. So we'll see how long the quote-unquote travel ban lasts, because I just don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
SNL has seen its highest ratings in 20 years thanks to Melissa McCarthy's impression of White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer. Those 8 minutes have already gone down as an SNL classic. The sketch has become so popular that the fans are calling for an all-female portrayal of Trump's cabinet. The most recent idea was for Rosie O'Donnell to play Steve Bannon. Trump has already been critical of SNL, and it was very critical of McCarthy's skit. He was mad that Spicer was played by a woman because it, quote-unquote, made his people look weak. Now for your weather report, let's go to Juliana Sachs.
Thanks, Savannah. I'm Juliana Sachs with your weekly weather forecast. After unusually warm temperatures last week, it looks like we'll be back on track with typical February chills for the upcoming week. Today is the warmest day of the week with a high of 58 degrees and a low of 43 degrees. But don't head outside just yet. We are expecting scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, so if you do go outside, remember to bring an umbrella. On Monday, the strong winds that we saw last week will make a comeback. The expected temperature for Monday will be a high of 47 degrees with a low of 31 degrees. However, wind speeds of 26 miles per hour will make it feel much colder. Luckily, the rest of the week will be fairly consistent. The temperature will remain between 30 and 50 degrees all week. With your weekly forecast, I'm Juliana Sachs. Back to Tony and Savannah in the studio.
Thanks, Juliana. It's been really nice these past couple of days not having to wear a jacket and not having to worry about being so cold and bottled up.
I know. As part of my schedule, I take I take a yoga and a dance class. It was nice not having to bundle up. It felt so good walking out of there. I was cooling off. It was so nice. And now I have to bundle up again because it got cold. So not so happy about that, but it's okay.
Typical February weather.
Yep, so unpredictable. On to some unfortunate news. Gunmen killed 6 Red Cross workers earlier this week in northern Afghanistan. A team of 3 divers and 5 field officers were on their way to deliver livestock materials when a group of, quote, unknown armed men attacked, resulting in the death of 16 members. Further details of the incident are still being investigated, while the Afghanistan Red Cross has tweeted confirming the loss of their volunteers. For the latest in campus news, we turn to Emily Lytle and Yukari Nakayama.
Thanks, Tony. I'm Yukari Nakayama.
And I'm Emily Lytle, and this is What's Up AU. AU students are redefining gender expectations in their own version of the vagina monologues. The AU Student Government Women's Initiative is hosting the groundbreaking Monologues, a self-empowering performance written by students this weekend. Audiences will encounter personal stories about understanding the body and how that intersects with race, religion, weight, and more. With $5 in hand, you can check out the performances Friday and Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 2 in MGC rooms 2 through 5.
AU students, if you like to eat and tasty food and help a cause at the same time, come to the Beefsteak in Tinleytown this Monday, February 13th, where 10% off the cost of your meal will be donated to the Eagle Fund for the Kids Children's National Hospital.
The National Cathedral is clearing out its thousands of chairs and opening its doors to the public this week in their annual program, Seeing Deeper. Monday, there's a light show. Tuesday, for Valentine's Day, a love-themed art exhibit. Wednesday, a drum circle. Thursday, choral music. And Friday, DC's largest indoor picnic. The best part? It fits the college budget. Everything is free. Check out the Washington National Cathedral website for more information.
Are you already suffering from academic-related stress or anxiety? Check out the Tackling Test Anxiety workshop this Wednesday, February 15th in MGC room 245. Tips and strategies to alleviate anxiety will be shared and taught, so don't miss out if you're nervous about an upcoming test or a project. That's it for What's Up AU. I'm Yukari Nakayama.
And I'm Emily Lytle. Back to Tony and Savannah in the studio.
Thank you, Emily and Yukari. You know, Savannah, as someone who has suffered from academic-related anxiety, I love the fact that AU always gives students the opportunity to be able to learn how to work through their studies in a healthy way and not get stressed. Because we do have a high workload here, and it's just nice that AU recognizes that.
And it's very nice that AU really works with students in a bunch of different ways to see how other people can manage their stress, because not everyone does it the same way. So it's so nice to do workshops, they'll do classes. It's so wonderful.
Everybody has their own way of coping with stress.
Exactly. Well, that's it for ATV News this week. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Savannah McCann.
And I'm Tony Peak. Thanks for watching.